Kristin, thank you so much for joining us. Now, you've been a cruise ship comic for 3 years. Bomb job, right?
Yes.
I can't say that cool. When did you realize, though, your most recent trip on the Grand Princess was not going as planned? And were you aware, or how aware were you of the spreading pandemic?
Okay, so we had just hit rough seas, and we thought that was the worst that was going to happen because passengers were throwing up. It was hard to walk. We were like, this is the worst thing that could happen. And then we were about 12 or 13 days into this voyage when they were like, oh, we're not going to go to our last stop. There may be a little corona on. And we were all like, oh, okay, no big. And they're like, we're gonna port early just in case there's a lengthy debarkation process. And we all bought it. We're like, yeah, okay, it may take a little longer to get off the ship. And it did. It took 6 days longer and then a 14-day quarantine.
Wow.
Kristin, that leads me to my next question. From one cruise ship comic to another, I worked for Carnival for a year and a half, so I really understand not what you're going through, but I feel for you. You mentioned you were stranded at sea for 6 days, and then you were quarantined on land for 14 days. Can you try to pick out the worst day of those 20?
Yes, easy. Okay, so there was a day I'm on the ship. It was definitely a quarantine day, not just a regular comic on a cruise ship day. But we were getting our news from the TV because they weren't giving the news to the ship administration. And it was the day that the president came on the news and said that he'd rather just leave us out there so the numbers didn't go up. That was the day I hit my rock bottom. That was a rough day.
That seems like a day when the president's like, we're cool, we don't need you. That's a scary day. What do you say to people, though, who might feel like it's like too soon to make light of the tragedy? You being a comic, that's sort of what you do, am I right?
Right, there's a lot to make fun of right now. I mean, there really is. People are hoarding toilet paper. So the actual pandemic itself, it's like I watched people get airlifted off the ship with medical emergencies. So I'm a little bit more sensitive to, what the spreading of the disease. And so it's like there's stuff that's funny, and then there's stuff that is legitimately like, you are going to upset people. And as a comic, it's like, sure, you can make those jokes. You can make any jokes, but you are going to make people very uncomfortable. And there are a lot of people that are scared right now. So go with the toilet paper hoarding, or I'm rationing my wife's milk right now because I never know if this is the last gallon of milk. So I'm like, use the spoon.
You have a new musical comedy album coming out. Tell us a tiny little bit about that. I can't wait.
Okay, new album's coming out April 7th. It's called Keeper of Feelings because I have a lot of feelings. The reason the album came to be is my wife and I always kind of fight about feelings. There's always one person that has more feelings than the other, and it's always me. I would say, if feelings were crayons, I would have the 64-pack with the sharpener, and she would have the restaurant 3-pack that came with the kids menu.
I always say I'm like burnt sienna of the crayons.
Oh, yeah.
I totally get it. Kristin Key, thank you so much for joining us. Keep making us laugh. Everyone go get that album, and we will be right back. Thanks again,
Kristin.
Thanks, guys.